Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. It's been a little while, but got some neat stuff going on here. This is the 5200 dual stick version. I realized I just have just enough parts to do one dual stick, and I think in one of the 5200 controllers, analog controllers with the key overlay. So this is going to basically, I copied the single stick version to the other stick, moved the buttons around a little bit, and that's the main push of it. So before I keep building on here, I want to show you one other thing, which is this. So I finally got these keypads in. These are little, of all things, self-sticking keypads. They're just a regular 4x3 matrix, but the nice thing is the spacing on it is just completely dead on for the original. This is the keypad from the 5200. You can see the spacing is like dead nuts, the same spacing. So that's fantastic. So it's like you couldn't ask for a better spacing for this. So what I'm gonna have to end up doing is taking a I actually need to print out an overlay. I don't even own an overlay, but take the measurements off of here. Don't need to have all this fancy. The only reason this grid worker is here is because the keypad comes up here and it's more or less flush. So what you do is I'm going to copy basically this frame here, including they have these two notches here, which two narrower ones and then two wider ones here on the bottom. That were for putting overlays. I'm going to print out a dimensionally correct overlay and then create I'll have the 3D print more or less this frame in on my 3D printer, and just have to widen it up, the frame up a little bit, because it's a little bit wider, and then of course create some mounting holes on there so we can screw it down onto the controller. But that was good. I was real happy about how close it is. And yeah, been going through and organizing my workshop to make it a little easier to mass produce these things a little bit. And then on top of that, yeah, I got parts in order. I got a bunch of keypads in. I'm waiting on joysticks and arcade buttons, these guys. I really like this like semi-translucent look. I have opaque ones as well. I don't know if people would mind the opaque. Actually, they look pretty darn good too. Little like stealth projects I'm working on here. So other things I'm kind of looking into is the this has been done before by other people. This is just a digital controller, very simple. It's going to have, these will be that's your X and your Y, and these are the opaque buttons, but they actually have a really nice feel to them. So I don't know if we're going to stick with these. These actually, I think, have a little nicer click to them. They're both, I like the look of these, but I like the feel of these. So I don't know. I might change buttons. I'm not sure. And the other thing I was working on is working on a weird colored variant of the controller. And having like either a white or probably a red joystick knob on there. I'm thinking of doing something like that. And then on top of that, I've been also toying around with a more of a handheld version of the controller, so it's more like the original 5200 controller, is honestly awful as it is. I personally don't care for the ergonomics of the original controller, but I think I found an enclosure which will be handheld enough, and I can just squeeze in the parts in this thing. It's a tight squeeze though. It's kind of my worry. I specifically bought these little short potentiometers, but even then I'm not 100% sure if it's still going to fit in the case I'm thinking. So I got this enclosure here, but I don't know, I can't figure out a good ergonomics like this. You just have two smaller buttons, but I kind of don't have any room for a keypad. And you have the side grip like this, but it's just, I don't know, I think it's just a little wide. I mean, I can do it, and this, I can just squeeze this joystick. I'd have to put the buttons on the side, just like the original one, the original 5200, but I don't know, it's just way too wide, because the original controller is actually fits pretty well in the hand. So I found an enclosure that dimensionally is not too far off from this, so maybe I'll be able to, knock on wood, create a version that's kind of close to the original controller size. As the problem is I'm never going to fit, yeah, it'd be nigh impossible to get, oh man, that'd be way too thick, get this joystick into this housing. It's just going to be too big. So yeah, so I'm just going to be building up the first of the dual sticks. I've got orders for 2 of these, and I'm going to get parts in for, I don't know, 8 more. If it was just the single stick, parts for 8 more controllers. I'm thinking they're making 6 new controllers and 1 dual stick. So I think that's the next wave I'm going to be building here. Once I get the new joysticks and buttons in, I'll open up ordering again. I'll probably do 6 in 1. And when that sells, it sells out. And then, of course, order more parts then. I don't want to put too many eggs in one basket and see the whole market dry up. I mean, but that being said, I'm even selling the I've been making that Atari Jaguar to Lynx converter. I'm not like Atari Jaguar to 5200 controller for many years now. People still buy them off and on. It's not like constant. The reason I really undertook this little project here to create the analog controller, 1, I wanted a true analog controller, and 2, the parts cost on the Jaguar is just killing me. Controllers I used to be able to get for I think $14 or $15 shipped. I mean, it was like super dirt cheap, and now they're like 60. So it's getting really hard for me to, I mean, just the controller costs more than all the parts in this thing. Even the dual stick version, the parts cost isn't that, I think it's just a hair over 70 for this one. But yeah, not gouging anyone here. I'm just trying to make a fair profit on these things. Again, it's a hobby. It's not my day job, so I want to keep these relatively affordable without losing my shirt. Making it so I can actually have a good little hobby when I retire eventually. So let's put together this dual sticker here. Down in my basement, I'm printing up the joystick knobs for the when the next orders, next parts come in, I want to be able to have all the parts on hand. I have everything organized over there by like purchased or I make here. It's been very interesting to come on. These joysticks do not have perfect alignment. They look cool. They look really nice. I'll give them that. Especially once you get that knob on there. The one I printed up, it looks really cool. But, yeah. So yeah, exciting things are coming. This is the dual stick. And then the overlay version, I'm going to work on that design on that this weekend. Oh, don't you like your hole? Come on. It's a bad Adam Sandler quote. Actually, I don't really like Adam Sandler that much. I just don't find him terribly funny. Alignment's off today. Oh, okay, too much pressure. All right, I'll keep working on that in a minute. But yeah, those go together. I'll work on the other one a second. Yeah, so I'm thinking of a little handheld one. I don't know if I'm gonna fit it in or not. And then not like a crazy amount of enthusiasm for the digital one. I mean, I might throw one up for like $100 on my website just to see if I get any interest on there. Like I said, there's other people out there making digital controllers, so I don't want to steal their thunder. So off today. I know why, because I'm tired. I'm working too much. Taking Monday off. It's my 50th birthday. Which is just crazy to think. 50 years. Wow. When I grew up, there was still rotary phones pretty not uncommon to see. Black and white televisions. Oh, I remember VCRs. They were stupid expensive. I mean, like in 1990s money, whatever. Not 1970s money. I mean, 1970s they were like over $1,000 or more. I mean, today, corrected for inflation, it's like $3,000-$4,000 for a VCR. It was pretty revolutionary, though, to be able to like watch movies at home easily. There were some other weird formats out there, like the like a capacitive disc. It looked like a big record. And then there's laser discs, Betamax. Unless ye have nostalgia for VHS, it always sucked. It always looked terrible. Even when it was very popular, it was not very good. I mean, there was a reason the DVDs were the most quickly uptake new technology and media in like history. And like even faster than CD. I mean, CDs took off pretty fast, but DVDs, I mean, it was such a leap from VHS to DVD. DVDs, I mean, still look fairly decent, and they always sounded good. Oh, I'm too tired to do this right now. All right, so I'm gonna keep working on this a little later. My hands are killing me tonight. But yeah, that's what's coming around. Maybe I'll sit down and do some design work on the overlay. I think I'll look at that next. Print out a real overlay and just start designing it up. But yeah, I was so happy to see that little keypad just bang right on. Can't quite see here because there's some standoffs. But it's right. No, it looks terrible in video, but yeah, trust me, it's super close. So happy about that. All right, everyone, have a good evening. Might need to let my hands rest and just do some computer stuff right now, but yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great evening.